And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our co-main event this evening. Please welcome firstly to the blue corner, age 28 and standing at 180 centimeters. He brings a professional fighting record of 20 fights, 17 wins, and only 3 defeats. He's representing CDS Novi Sad and UFD Gym from Montenegro. It's Miloš the Cobra Janičić!
Miloš Janičić, 17-3. Comes tonight. This veteran of the Balkan scene appears at FNC as well as appearing in KSW and Octagon. The Montenegrin has a very damaging kickboxing game. Utilises knees, elbows very well at capping it off with a lights out punch. On the mat, he's effective, good submission player, has a knack of snatching a neck from any position. Great striker, powerful puncher. Now he's got a beef with Marko Bojkovic. You heard that. He posted footage from sparring and broke the MMA code. But we're going to leave that there. They're going to sort it out in the ring. He's back 7 months after an ACL operation. That might be a factor here tonight. And jumps straight back into the biggest fight of his career. Chris, what do you say?
Well, it's going to be a non-title fight. There were some changes. Barrio still has the belt in this division. And I saw some of the footage actually with Bojkovic. Yes, Bojkovic looked a little bit ordinary. Sometimes that happens on the canvas inside the practice room. Last time we saw him was FNC23 against Stefan Dobrjevic and kickboxing on several days' notice, flying in from Thailand. He's had a good camp for this fight, and it's MMA this time.
Miloš the Cobra Janičić! And now please welcome to the cage in the red corner, 23 years of age, standing at 180 centimeters tall. His record thus far unblemished and perfect. 8 fights with 8 wins. He's representing the Ahilej Fighting Academy from Serbia. It's Marko the Skull Crusher Bojković!
Well, you heard the numbers, 8-0. Bojkovic comes as an FNC-made prospect. He is one of the most promising fighters in the Balkan region at this moment in time. Well-rounded, dangerous in the kickboxing exchanges, utilises both hands and feet. He backs it up with a wrestling game, dangerous submissions and GMP. At 23 years of age, he has something very special, always kept in the locker. And the best example of this was a flying knee KO at FNC 11. It's a long-awaited bout. And, you heard in the pre-interviews, there's beef. He wants to have this and one more win in FNC. After that, he planned directly to head to the States. And that would be a great shame, I think, at this stage. I think he's still got a ways to go. Better a big fish in a small pond and all that, however. Special connection with coach Ivan Bojković. And yesterday at the weigh-in, well, the crowd gave him a bit of a hot reception. All that is going to get sorted out in the cage. This is our co-main event. It's a lightweight showdown. Chris, what do you say? What do you know?
I think you said it very well, Will. There is something special about this kid. That's really the only way to put it. Sometimes you see guys come through and they're prospects, but despite the fact that he's clearly a prospect, the record, the numbers, how he beat people, where he beat them, when he beat them, it's the circumstances in which he conducts himself so calmly and then walks out cold into the fight, never lets the other guys even get warmed up. He's so uniquely dominant and so focused, it makes it look so easy and so simple. That's where I think there's really something remarkable and unique about this guy. And like you said, he has lofty aspirations, but the road is long at just 23.
Here. Well, both fighters have got some very, very special skills to bring to this tonight. As I said, Janičić has got a lights-out punch, but he's got to try and land it. This is going to be spectacular. It's our co-main event, and mixed feelings from the crowd. Nothing like a bit of beef.
Skull Crusher!
Let's see how it ends up.
Marko, the Skull Crusher, Bojković!
Tail of the tape, it's the co-main event, it's a non-title fight. The 23-year-old Bojković is 8-0 and undefeated. He does have a height advantage of 10 centimeters, but just 2 centimeters with the reach. The challenger, of course, on the other side.
And this
Miloš
MMA
Janičić,
rules
the
bout
grudge
is
match.
our co-main event this evening and takes place at a catch weight of minus 72 kilograms. And this bout will be contested over 5-minute rounds. Your referee in charge when the action gets underway, one of the best in the business, Aleksandar Zoric. Fighters to the center, please, for your final instructions.
Fighters, you know the rules. Listen to my command all the time. When I said stop,
So
you
non-title,
stop.
catch
Touch
weight,
gloves if you
72.
want. Go to.
You can see these two boys can't wait to get at it. Took 3 other referees in the cage as well to make sure that we had a proper start to this. Listen, this is going to be lively. I think this is a light the blue touch paper and stand well back, because we're going to see fireworks here tonight. So there's some urgency to these proceedings, and we're off. Oh, big right hand there, straight away from Bojković. Good work from Janičić in terms of that leading left jab, but Bojković is headhunting, and they want to put the record straight between the two of them. That left hand searching and pressing from Janičić.
Uppercut there from Bojković. Bojković very patient here, Will.
Yeah, but he's introducing that overhand right when the opportunity presents, and he does it there. Comes in behind the left, shuts the cage off, but gets caught. And Janičić pushes his man back. That left hand working overtime, really doing a good job. And again, uses it to cuff him, brings it in round the outside. Bojković misses, looking just a little bit off point here, trying to close everything down and bring the action. Low kick, scathing, great shot, and the uppercut comes in again from Bojković.
It's a nice long guard from Janičić. I think that's one of the nice things he's been able to do here, stepping into the jab, really extending those straight punches. Bojković trying to bust down that front door though, Will.
Yeah, but the left hand is doing all the work here for Janičić. He's punishing the right eye of Bojković. Bojkovic's got a cut there, it's red, and he's causing damage, and he's picking away and causing a problem, and I think that that's going to be something that's going to, if it does go the full distance, be a problem for Bojković.
You have to remember, Janičić is a very good Thai stylist. He trains in Thailand. He's good in the pocket like this. Bojković has just got to fight smart.
So Bojković now brings it, loses a little bit of rag there, and tries to pressurize Janičić, but Janičić working off distance, picking away, and that left hand is causing all kinds of problems. Bojković looking for a headhunt there, comes in with the overhand right, then inside with the uppercut. Great hands, but Janičić is using that left jab to great effect.
It's smart from Janičić. He's just being very accurate. He's punishing Bojković for coming straight in at him. Bojković is running into these punches here, Will.
Yeah, there's beef, and they're letting it show. Right, the left eye of Janičić has some red marking underneath it. They're picking each other off. They're trying to punish each other. This is going to be attritional. Lovely knee strike into a knockdown, and look at that! Bojkovic goes to the ground. It's a bit of a scramble and a grapple, but Bojkovic was hurt by that. But look at this, goes round the back, tries to grab on. This is lively to say the least.
Bojkovic got tagged, Will, very badly. Tried to get to the back. Janičić, beautiful fundamentals, builds up his base, straight back up. This is a slugfest.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you now, Janičić has got a grin on his face. He knew he hurt Bojkovic. Bojkovic has to have a care and work his way back into this. And he's got to start bringing some pressure to bear. Janičić just way too confident at this stage. What has put Janičić in great stead is that left hand. Just every time, the left. And he really marks Bojkovic's card with it. Then he follows through with the combinations. And look at this, it's old school boxing and it's having a really positive effect for Janičić. Well, the beef now, the score being settled. And for the first round, Bojkovic's face started to look just a little bit pizza.
It's havoc in there, Will, and it's trying to prove a point from both fighters. But a little bit too much for me from Bojkovic, who's just fallen victim to that jab, that right. He's always looking for the uppercut or the overhand right or the switch knee. But the problem is, Janičić is just fundamentally way too sound.
Janičić looks bulkier out of the two of them. You know, he's carrying a bit more hench and those punches are showing it. Throwing at will here from the hip, punishing the midsection. Bojkovic in trouble here. He needs a strategy that 8-0 is going to go. And they're just slugging it out in the centre here. We've got 40-odd seconds left in this first round, and it's just been hells a-popping. Anything that was missing from any other bout that's gone before it has just inverted pyramid into this, parachuted into this bout. It really is a scrap out there. Pace has settled down, you'd expect it to, you couldn't keep it going like that. But Bojkovic is back in, and if he's careful, he might survive the round and get back slowly into this fight.
Bojkovic just has to be a little bit less predictable, Will. You see him cover and load up on the uppercut. The leg kick is good. That's actually been one of the best strikes of the contest for Bojkovic here.
Now, he's slowed down a little bit, Janičić, and he's getting caught with that low kick. Bojkovic is special, isn't he? When he throws. The angles, he cuts some good shapes. Really, really diagonal shots with those uppercuts. You know, you freeze frames that for a moment. That's a classic shot. Listen, we got to the end of the first. I don't know how, but anyway, these boys have pressed the ignition and it's go, go, go.
Yeah, that was a wild fight. Wild. And it seemed to me that Bojkovic was just losing the plot, fighting with his forehead and not the cerebral cortex, right? You know, you really need to think a little bit more out there. He landed some very good punches, clearly affecting Janičić, but I feel like Janičić just got that.
Just look at the aggression, the attrition. That left hand of Janičić found the target, caused problems. The overhand right from Bojkovic comes in and punishes, but just the left hand does all the work for Janičić. But Bojkovic gets back into this. That shot that downed him was a real worrier. And just when you thought the lift was at the top floor, boom! One more up to the penthouse. And look at the aggression here, really slugging it out between the two of them. And it was all in there. Scissor knee, overhands, beautiful diagonal uppercut. We go to 2.
The key for Janičić is more of the jab. The jab can beat a lot of this, and a good frame with his hands. That longer guard which he used in the fight.
So you can see Bojkovic has switched it up a bit. He's come to this second round now with a little bit of a different strategy, having it worded out. Ooh, got slapped there, got knocked down, and he struggles here to hold. And just look at that, Janičić punishes him on the ground. Bojkovic reverses it again, but doesn't quite make it. He's in a lot of trouble here, Chris.
He might be in serious trouble, Will. He is being punched over and over, trying to find a takedown. He is rocked.
He's got his ears boxed off, the elbow, the knee strike. He's taking them full front on. The 8-0 is going to go. He's on the ground. He's still defending with the leg takedown, but the referee looking very closely. Bojkovic in all kinds of trouble. Oh, it's just Janičić on attritional slugfest here, and Bojkovic in trouble on the mat. We're only in the beginning of the second round here. I think the referee's looking very closely. I think we could be in stoppage territory. Bojkovic hanging on by a thread.
He's hanging on by a thread, Will, and it is threadbare in there right now. He is trying to find deep half, trying to escape out the back. He's showing just enough here to keep moving, to keep himself in the fight. But 3 or 4 in a row could be enough to close it for Janičić, and 3.5 minutes. This is bad news for Bojković.
Yeah, I think this is on lock, and Janičić has got to do something incredibly wrong here to mess this up at this stage. He's just got to get the energy and control his back. It's a testimony to Bojković. I just, you know, props to him. He's surviving, he's defending, up go the legs. Can he get an armbar to work? Look at him, he's in all kinds of trouble here, but he's still in there, he's still defending, and this would be a comeback, Lazarus-like, biblical, if he can do it. But I don't think he's got the minerals. Look at that, Janičić has got his back and he's punishing him from that position. I think it's only a matter of time now before the referee has to step in. It really is a one-handed clapping now, and those power punches from Janičić are landing. He's not defending. Referee steps in, it's all over. The 8-0 had to go. Janičić takes the win. Bojković absolutely beaten up in that ring here tonight, I've got to say it.
He was demolished, Will. He was the favorite coming in. He fought perhaps with overconfidence, and that was to his detriment. Beautiful performance from Miloš Janičić, a smart performance, a complete performance.
There was a mash-up in there, a real mash-up. It was a madness, a mad thing gone. And I have to say that that had fizzle, it had sizzle. It was just a firework display right from the beginning. And I mean, you know, that was absolute bomb disposal, what was going on there. So, our co-main event ends in the second round. What a night here at FNC23. It's finishes galore. And, well, I've got to say that Bojković is such a talent. The work, the solid work from Janičić, he almost made it look easy. The left hand, for any young fighters out there, anyone training, when your coach says to you, when you're boxing, lead with your left, that was a perfect example of what that does.
And it was disciplined. It was the much more disciplined performance, and that's what he brought into it. There was emotion, there was words, there was hype, there was promises, there was the settling of the score. But at the end of the day, he fought with composure in there, and that's what it took to get the fight done. Yeah, Bojković hit him a few times, but Bojković just didn't hold it together, and I think maybe his ego got the better of him tonight. Yeah,
and the other thing is Janičić had gunpowder for breakfast because he came out to do business. This was a right royal tear-up. It was a mash-up, and there's a mad thing going on there. The beef has been settled, and Bojković has ended up in the frying pan with pepper sauce.
And that's the hardest lesson you're going to learn in your life as a young fighter. The world at your fingertips. You've looked into the crystal ball, you've said what you think was going to happen with your career, and everything gets derailed.
Yeah, hazardous duties, the MMA game, and so, you know, ruthless. And that was the efficiency that was meted out by Miloš Janičić.
The second round, your winner by way of TKO, Milos the Cobra Yianich!
So the Montenegrin delivers here in Belgrade tonight. Shock win, it has to be said. I think Bojković was the favourite going in, but you've got to deliver. And as I said, hazardous duties. And there's all that talk of going to the States, maybe going to the UFC. That's been derailed now. Just overconfidence, who knows? So unpredictable. For me, that left hand was such a weapon in the armory of Miloš Janičić. It was like a piston, and it destroyed Bojković, almost like the boiling frog syndrome. He didn't realise how much it was taking out of him till it was too late. And you know, the boiling frog syndrome is if you put a frog into a pot of boiling water and you turn the heat up, the frog will adjust till the point where it boils, and then it's too late. And that's kind of what happened. He just took too many shots.
But Janičić, I think, has flown in under the radar. He had a big streak
Miloš,
coming into this fight.
čestitam ti
and that
zaista od
continues.
srca u jednom od najvećih regionalnih obračuna ikad u povijesti FNC-a. Ne samo da si pobjedio, nego si odradio kliniku. Moj naklon. Šta da te pita, kako se sad osjećaš, koji je bio plan? Izgledalo je meni da je prednji direkt odradio većinu posla i onda kasnije je bila egzekucija.
Jedno se čekao da se završi. I izvinjavam mu se što sam rekao da je kukavica i slično, momak je full respekt za njega, do kraja se borio i ne znam, baš mi je bilo teško. Hvala mu na ovoj borbi, stvarno, svaka mu čast. Druga stvar, 18-3, 18 prekida. Nemojte nikad da me podcijenite više, jer niko ovaj skor nema na Balkanu. 18 pobjeda, 18 prekida, to niko nema. Nikad više da nisam bio underdog, ja sam uvijek favorit. Prije 8 mjeseci operacije ukrštenih ligamenata, ljudi posle 8 mjeseci jedva počnu da trče i slično. Tako da eto, samo da znate. Ništa, da zahvalim ovom treneru. Nemanja Milošević, Dimitrije Đankić, Gerard Ajetović, najbolji bokser, i Max Schwind iz Njemačke, koji mi je mnogo pomogao na mom rvanju i koji me spasio. Eto.
Koji je bio ključ tvoje pobjede? Što bi rekao? Napravili ste sjajan plan, odličnu taktiku, ali šta bi rekao jednu stvar koja je ključna bila da bi ovako bio večeras dominantan?
Ključna stvar, pa možda fizička sprema, jer sam se stvarno spremio dobro i srce, naravno, srce je uvijek broj jedan. Tako da opet sam sebe pobjedio i dao sam sve od sebe, a odustajalo mi se 100 puta, ali eto, Bogu hvala, dobro je sve.
Miloš, ovo je bilo jako osobno rivalstvo, rečeno je svašta prije ovog meča, ali evo, nakon meča si pokazao veliki sportski karakter i veliku dušu. Da li ste sad zakopali ratnu sjekiru i koliko poštuje sad Marka Bojkovića nakon ovoga?
Pa ne znam, smo li zakopali, ono će revanš, ali posle ovoga samo mogu da ga poštujem, jer cijeli meč mi je bila agonija. Udario me dobro 2 puta, kikom u tilo. Bio sam isto blizu da se savijem, tako da samo poštovanje za njega posle ovoga.
I svaka čast Marku Bojkoviću, izdržao je što mali broj boraca bi izdržali do kraja. Što je sad sljedeće? Rekao si on želi revanš, jeste to imate negdje napismeno ili imaš neke druge planove?
Inače, ko ne zna, za 3 nedelje imam meč u Majamiju. To je Dirty Boxing, nova organizacija u režiji John Jonesa, Mike Perrya i mog first round managementa. To je boks sa malim rukavicama i laktovima. Ako uspijem da se oporavim za 3 nedelje, radim taj boks meč u Majamiju sa malim rukavicama. Pa ćemo da vidimo nadalje.
Mislim da nakon ovakve predstave...
Naravno, bolji ugovor, bolje pare, ovaj je bio odličan. Hoću nove cifre i to je to, može s kim god meč. Možemo i welterweight kategorija, nije problem.
Nakon ovakve predstave mislim da će FNC publika jedva čekat vidjeti te ponovno. Dame i gospodo, zaista sjajni večeras, Miloš